Hi everyone, Lisa Haven here. Well, the mainstream media blatantly lied to your face about Kyle Rittenhouse, and now they are doing it again, but this time over the events that transpired, the tragic events that transpired on Sunday night when a man drove his SUV into a crowd of people, killing 5 people and injuring 48. Now, I can't wait to dive into the details of the things that they are keeping from you, but I'm not going to keep them from you. I'm going to tell you what they are. But before I do, just a quick break. Do you feel uncertain about the future, especially with the holidays closing in on us? You're wondering if there's anything that you can do to protect your friends, your family members, and your loved ones from these food shortages brought to us by the Biden administration? Well, there definitely is. You see, my friends at My Patriot Food Supply actually specialize in emergency food storage. In fact, their food has a 25-year shelf life. And on top of that, they are America's #1 preparedness company. And they are packed with huge amounts of well-stocked food that you absolutely need. Other companies have actually ran out of almost everything that they sell because they themselves did not prepare for what's going on in the world today. That is not the case with My Patriot Supply at preparewithlisa.com. They are absolutely prepared. My Patriot Supply walks the walk, and it is a company that you can trust. And right now, you can get $100 off their 3-month food supply plan. This kit has enough food to get you through the difficult times ahead. All you have to do is go to preparewithlisa.com, and it is there that you can find all these amazing limited time offers. And as you can see, some of the kits include foods, everything ranging from rice to mac and cheese to drinks. It's a little bit of everything. Now, if you want something in the shorter term, they also have a 4-week emergency food supply kit available as well. But I highly encourage you to check out that 3-month food supply offer. But get it now, right now at preparewithlisa.com and take advantage of the $100 off the 3-month food supply. Prepare you and your family for what's coming to the United States of America and what's already arrived with these food shortages. Get to preparewithlisa.com. All right, back to the broadcast. So let's start first with what actually happened there at the Christmas parade. Take a look at CBS Chicago. 5 have died and 48 are injured after an SUV plowed into Waukesha Christmas parade. Darrell Brooks, the man who did it, now faces 5 counts of murder. Now, in a nutshell, I'm just going to kind of summarize it for those of you who might already know. But basically, he drove his SUV straight into a crowd. There were no brakes being pumped, nobody yelling at the window. So, in my opinion, this was obviously done on purpose, but he goes straight into the crowd, unfortunately injuring grandmas, as well as I believe 18 children have been injured as a result, and 5 people have died, and a couple of those I believe were the dancing grandmas. But this is a very tragic thing that happened. Now, the background on this guy that MSM actually did share, and here's some of the history of this guy. He's black, obviously, and he is a Nevada sex offender. He is on the sex offender list. He has some issues with a 16-year-old girl, but here's some of his other record here. You can see he has, domestic abuse, disorderly conduct, domestic abuse assessments, battery, domestic abuse, and resisting and obstructing an officer. So this guy has a record a mile high, and on top of the record, he was actually out on bail, right, for another crime that he had committed. Here we have Business Insider. Driver accused of killing marchers at the Waukesha parade was out on bail following charges of ramming his car into a woman. Yeah, so this is evidently round 2. But meanwhile, the mainstream media decides to hit public platforms and starts giving you a picture of this guy. And I'm going to tell you, they're leaving out an awful lot of information that you need to be aware of, and they're hiding it down the news. They're trying to downplay the entire event, push it under the radar for a couple of reasons. They want to push their white supremacy, race baiting theory, and of course, they are also hiding that this guy is a radical hater of white people. At least that's what his social media portrays. And I'm going to show you. And not only that, but also an avid BLM supporter. But here's what the mainstream media went on broadcasting about the incident immediately after, right? There are indications the person held in the deadly Wisconsin parade incident was fleeing another scene, sources say. And if he was fleeing another scene, that he could have gone down many other roads, but that's the road he chose. Here's another one here. This is the BaltimoreSun.com. Waukesha parade crash suspect had left scene of domestic disturbance, police say. Then we also have this, and I think this is interesting. Wayback Machine. I had to go back and get the original title on the Washington Post article because, of course, they changed it after evidence surfaced. But here's Wayback Machine, and you can see it at the top. But driver suspected of killing 5 people at Wisconsin parade was speeding away from a knife fight, said officials. And then they went and changed the name. And here's the new name of it. After SUV slammed into Wisconsin parade and killed 5, driver to be charged with homicide. So evidently, they want you to think that this was an unintentional kind of event, at least from the very get-go. And the only reason to do that is if the mainstream media doesn't have the right political objective that they want to push, or he wasn't a white guy, so now they can't Kyle Rittenhouse him, so to speak. So since the guy wasn't white, now they've kind of don't know what to do with the situation. Things were so bad that Wikipedia even dumped things down. Yes, you heard that right. Here's this. And I found this. This was posted by Not Pax there on Twitter. But she says this: Wikipedia has changed the name of yesterday's terrorist attack from 2021 Waukesha Christmas Parade attack to the 2021 Waukesha Christmas Parade car crash. And I believe it's car rampage now after the fact. But you can see the new one here, and it's got the new name there. So evidently, what are they trying so hard to hide? Well, let's first, before I show you that, I want to show you what the police came out and said about the situation, because they decided they'd go ahead and expose the fact that, well, CNN and Washington Post don't really have all the answers. Take a listen to what the police said about the Waukesha killer. Take a listen.
I want to dispel some rumors. There's no pursuit that led up to this incident. This is not a terrorist event.
There you go. This is not a terrorist event, and there was no pursuit of the guy. Well, that just, whoops. Mainstream media, cue the title changes, cue the removing of Post by CNN, Washington Post, and the whole 9 yards. But who is this guy really? Well, I'll show you his social media account, because I think social media says a lot about a person right in here. Let's go straight to that. Here we are. Here's some of the things that he says. So, who are the real savages, black people or white people? That sounds like a very racist comment. Then we have this. Let's go to the next one here. Talking about Colin Kaepernick's revolution with George Floyd. Yeah, he says, true that. Then we have another one here. This is y'all MFers, and I'm not going to say the word, but Wisconsin Republican Colin Kaepernick about that particular thing. Then he has this, F America strike like dot, in regards to, well, it's just really showing his violent behavior. And as you can see, this is a key for his support of BLM after a high school student allowed a Confederate flag shirt, but banned them from wearing a BLM shirt. Then we also have this post here. We start back knocking white people the F out. That sounds pretty racist as well. I want to hear it. The old white people to knock them the F out, period. Wow. That's pretty vile. Then we have this little picture that he posted on his social media. You could see white people there picking cotton with MLK Jr. in the back, and of course the black man whipping them. This is straight up racist kind of stuff, and I hate to even share it with you. And then here's his support for Malcolm X, and he quotes, "Help America in its struggle to free itself from Western domination. No matter where the black man is, he will never be respected until Africa is a world power." And he's saying 100%, just sick stuff. And then, of course, he is showing a police officer here as a straight up gang member. Then we have this, his support. He's showing full-fledged support for a Black Panther Party leader. The Black Panthers. Full-fledged support. And then, of course, he supports Black Lives Matter. Oh, can't have that. Here's a Black Lives Matter watermelon thing that he's showing here. And, of course, Black Lives Matter. All over his social media page is a bunch of support for BLM, right? So, who is this guy really? Well, according to his social media sites, it looks like he's very racist against white people. And he's an avid supporter of the likes of Colin Kaepernick, BLM, and Bubba Wallace, as you saw the NASCAR there as well. So is mainstream media going to mention any of this at all? And even ask the question, was it racially motivated? Because to me, it seems like that's a sure possibility. I mean, we're going to wait and see what the police department comes up with there. But at any rate, it sure seems like there's more to the story that's not being said. Let's see if NPR mentions it at all. Here's an NPR article. Police identify the Christmas parade suspect. Here's what we know. What do we know? He can be here's what they know. Less than an hour, they say what happened. They say exactly what happened. He was devolved. Oh, they say, okay, he was involved in a domestic disturbance. Great, you got that. Awesome. There is no evidence of a terrorist incident. Good. You guys say that after the police officer came out. But it goes on and talks about who got injured, what happened, longtime holiday traditions turned deadly. Social media shows the SUV. Oh, that's just about the video. Here's more on the video. Oh, and then they go to the victims. Detail on the victims, dozens of people hospitalized, which is just sad. My heart breaks and is praying for all the family. The tragic scene and prayers. Schools and businesses closed. Oh, that's it. Not one word about his social media profile or his support for BLM. Not one. Let's go to Communist News Network here, maybe. Maybe they're better. Here we have suspect in the parade incident, a registered sex offender in Nevada. Oh, good. They got that. So what else do they maybe include in that article? Let's see. Here's just kind of on it what happened during the parade, where the investigation stands. Let's see that. News conference. He was injured. He was involved in domestic disturbances. So great. We all agree on that one. He was out on bail. Yep, that's good. They're talking about that. Reached out to his attorney, blah, blah, blah. That's it. Nothing else. Oh, and Biden often offers prayers. And they get into the victims, which is just sad. I am praying for them. Court record show he was out on bail. That's great. And nothing else. Look, nothing in there about any of his social media account. Well, I'll be dang. I know we're not surprised by this. I get that. However, I'm so tired of it. There's one way. They lied incessantly about Kyle Rittenhouse, and they're covering and hiding and not sharing all the details about this other guy. I mean, they immediately tried to find everything they could on Kyle Rittenhouse's social media. That is not the case with what just happened at this Christmas parade. And here's what I'm talking about. And I'm sure most of you are aware of some of this, but I think it's good to hit. And this is a great article that was published by Miranda Devine on New York Post. And it says, here's all the lies that they told about Rittenhouse, okay? And I'm just going to brief these. He killed 2 black BLM supporters. Nope, they weren't black. False. He crossed state lines. Nope, he did not cross state lines. And you can pause and read it. I don't want to get into it. I'm sure you guys know. Number 3, Rittenhouse took an AR-15 across state line. Nope, false. His rifle was kept in a safe at his best friend's house and his stepbrother's house in Kenosha. The gun was illegal. Wrong yet again. Rittenhouse's mother drove him across state lines to the riot. And wrong yet again. She never went. He was an active shooter who took his gun to a riot looking for trouble. Wrong yet again. Rittenhouse is a white supremacist. And then candidate Joe Biden labeled him in a tweet showing the teenager's photography. They went on record saying over and over again he's a white supremacist. False yet again. 8, he flashed white power signs with the Proud Boys. False yet again. He wore surgical gloves to cover his fingerprints. False yet again. And Judge Bruce Schroeder is a Trumpist, racist, biased towards the defense. Wrong yet again. And there's obviously more. You guys can pause and read that a little bit more, but they're blatant lies that were told to you by the mainstream media. And in fact, after the trial, CNN even pushed a pretty vile article about him. There's nothing more to fighting in America today than, there's nothing more frightening in America today than an angry white man. What about what just happened? And why are you putting a color on it, CNN? I mean, maybe we should ask the question why they paint one in a light and not the other. Anyhow, I'd love to get your thoughts, comments, and concerns. Please get to researchofrepublic.com. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.